You could be the most talented person in the room, but if you're saying any of these 7 things at work, you are silently destroying your own career. I'm talking about phrases that make your boss question your leadership potential, that makes your colleagues stop trusting you, and that make you look like the last person anyone would promote. Stay with me because number 4 surprises almost everyone. In over a decade of coaching professionals and leaders, I have heard every career limiting phrase that is possible, everything you can imagine. And what's fascinating is that most people who say these things have absolutely no idea how damaging they sound. They think they're being honest or humble or just casual. But in the workplace, perception is everything, isn't it? Words are not just words, they are signals. And today I'm going to show you exactly which signals are holding you back and what to say instead. So let's jump to number 1. That's not my job. You heard that before. You said that before. That's not my job. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Imagine you're in a team meeting and your manager asks if someone could make a note of the key points. A colleague sighs and says, "That's not really my job." How does that land? Immediately, they've communicated that they are not a team player. They are transactional. They will just do their job. That is the bare minimum and nothing more. Itna paisa mein itna hi milega, right? But here's the brutal truth. The most successful professionals I have ever coached didn't wait to be asked twice. They understood that every time they step outside their defined role, the expected role, and that too voluntarily, they are building their image. You're becoming the person people rely on. And you know what? That is the person who gets promoted. So the next time you feel tempted to say, "That's my job," say it, but in your mind. Outside, you can say, "I can help with that. Let me check my schedule and confirm." Even if you can't do it, the fact that you said you will change, it'll change how people see you. Number 2 is the 3 words that instantly reduce your credibility. I don't know. Now, of course, there are times when you genuinely don't have the answer. And I have even made a video on this, that leaders don't need to know everything. And it's okay to say, "I don't know." That's normal. That's human. But there's a massive difference between saying, "I don't know," full stop, and saying, "I don't have that information right now, but I'll find out and get back to you by the end of the day or the end of the week." The first signals ineffectiveness. The second signals ownership. It says, "I am someone who takes responsibility for finding solutions." That is a leadership quality. And leadership qualities, they get noticed. Every time you catch yourself about to say, "I don't know," add 3 more words. "But I'll find out." That one phrase will change how your entire team sees your competence. Number 3, and this one is a career prison for anyone who wants to be seen as a future leader. We've always done it this way. You would have heard this, right? The moment you say this in front of a decision maker, you have just told them, "I am resistant to change. I'm comfortable, not curious. Don't give me responsibility for innovation." Companies are not looking to promote people who protect the status quo. They're looking for people who question it, who challenge the existing system, and thoughtfully, who bring fresh ideas, even when it's uncomfortable. So instead, you try that. That approach has worked well in the past. I'm wondering if there's a way we could build on it, or if we could improve it. Your value, what exists while showing your forward thinking, that combination is rare and incredibly valuable. Number 4, and I told you this one would surprise you. I'll try. I know. It sounds harmless. It even sounds positive. But here's what people actually hear when you say, "I'll try." They hear, "I'm already preparing my excuse for when I won't deliver." "I'll try" is non-committal. It gives you an escape route. And consciously or not, people sense that. Your boss doesn't want someone who'll try to hit the deadline. They want someone who will hit the deck or proactively communicate before it becomes a problem. So replace I'll try with I will, or I'll do my best and update you if anything changes. Commitment in your language creates confidence in others, keep in mind. And confidence in others gets you more responsibility, more visibility, and ultimately more opportunity. I have seen this many times myself. Number 5, that's not fair. I want to be careful here because sometimes things genuinely aren't fair. Some organizations or teams in pockets, can have biases, can have politics, can have favoritism. I'm not dismissing the reality. I know and I hear from a lot of leaders I coach. But the way you respond to unfairness is everything. Because saying that's not fair out loud, especially in front of others, immediately positions you as someone who's reactive, who's emotional, and focused on blaming others rather than finding solutions. The professional who gets taken seriously is the one who says, I'd like to understand the decision making process here. Can we set up some time to discuss it? That response shows emotional intelligence. It shows maturity. It opens a door rather than slamming one. You can absolutely advocate for yourself, but do it strategically, not reactively. Number 6, the words that will follow you in every performance review. It's not my fault. Here's the thing. Even when something truly isn't your fault, rushing to say that is a red flag. It signals that your first instinct is self-protection, not problem solving. The most respected professionals I've worked with share a common habit. When something goes wrong, their first question is, what can we do to fix this? Not who do we blame. High performers, they take ownership of outcomes even when they weren't entirely responsible for the problem. Why? Because ownership builds trust, and trust is the currency of career advancement. So next time something goes sideways, resist the urge to defend yourself first. Instead, say, here's what happened. Here's what I've already done to address this, and here's how we make sure it doesn't happen again. That one response will make you stand out more than almost anything else on the list. And number 7, the one almost everyone is guilty of. I'm so busy. Now, we live in a culture that has glorified busyness. And I get it. When someone asks how you're doing, saying I'm so busy feels like a badge of honor. It says I'm important, I'm in demand, my time is valuable. But here's what your colleagues and leaders are actually thinking. If you're always this overwhelmed, can I really give you more responsibility? Do you have the capacity to lead a project? Do you have the bandwidth to handle what comes next? Busy, it signals chaos. Instead, try, I have a lot on right now. I'm managing it well. What do you need? Or even better, just answer the question without the complaint. That signals control, composure, capacity. And those are the qualities of someone ready for the next level. So let's recap the 7 phrases to eliminate from your professional vocab, starting today. Number 1, that's not my job. Number 2, I don't know without a follow-up. Number 3, we have always done it this way. Number 4, I'll try. Number 5, that's not fair. Number 6, it's not my fault. And number 7, I'm so busy. These aren't just phrases. These are the difference between being seen as someone stuck at their current level and someone who's absolutely ready for what comes next. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 have you been guilty of? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I promise you're not alone. Number 4 gets people every time. And if you're on a leadership journey, do check out my new book, Speak, Lead, Inspire. You might know how to lead. This book will show you how to do it. If this video helped, please hit the subscribe button. I post career tips and communication content every week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it to them. It might just change their career trajectory. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.